Okay, let's have a conversation. Vamos a tener una conversación. Let's have a conversation today. Let's just have fun. Listen, maybe we'll do a few things on the fly. This was gonna be a live, but I decided just to go ahead and do just a video. I'm not feeling that good again. Todavía no me siento muy bien hoy tampoco. Iba a ser un live, pero no quería, no quería dedicarme a un live si yo no me podía parar el video y pararme y acostarme, lo que sea, o bañarme en un baño bien caliente. I didn't want to, basically let you down, do a live and then I gotta cut it short. But anyway, let's have a conversation. Vamos a tener una conversación, pero primero que nada, if you're new here, thank you for stopping in and choosing this video. And if you're older subscriber, thank you for the continued support. Mi gente, look, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Let me see. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. I want to see window capture. Let's see window. Hold on. I want to see if I can do something here on the fly. I guess. Select the window. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, who cares? If you can want to support, please visit the store. It is gonna be, linked at some point down there, and also it'll be in the uh, description box. I got some couple of designs there. New one, Power Nation. I like that one a lot. So if you want to support, go ahead and do that. Check that out. Even if you just click around and look around and stuff like that. And if you have any ideas for any merch you might want to see me make, let me know in the comments too. Si quieren ver algo que ustedes quieren que yo haga para la tienda de este canal, déjenme saber. Maybe I'll do some. Yeah. Anyway, listen, vamos a hablar. Este sábado hay muchas peleas. Este weekend hay muchas peleas. Nico Flash con Tiger. Ahí está Lubin y Ortiz y el undercard con las dos. Vamos a try to go live for all of those. Vamos a tratar de irme en vivo para todas esas carteleras. Van a estar bien busy. Pero primero que nada, vamos a hablar sobre un tema. Jake Paul. Oh, y vamos a hablar sobre Matías también. Y yo dije que de ahora en adelante hasta la pelea que llegue, vamos a ser positivo a tratar de traer atención a esta pelea. So let's just be positive from now on, trying to bring attention to the fight, right? I already told you what I think about what the negatives are. Yo dije lo que yo creo que eran los negativos. Vamos a tratar de concentrarnos en los positivos para traer más ojos nuevos a esta pelea. So we can bring new eyes to this fight. So you already know how I feel about it. So now it's in time to up it up. So anyway, so Jake Paul says, well, listen, he has a fight, an exhibition with Gervonta Tank Davis. Entonces Davis tiene muchos problemas fuera del ring. Últimamente también hace un rumor o verificado, como quien dice que él tiene una demanda contra él por violencia, por violence. He has a violence suit against him allegedly. And the fight might be in trouble. So they have begun, MVP ha ya empezado a tratar de tener un oponente en ready. So they're trying to get an opponent ready just in case he doesn't make it to the fight. If not, they're going to have to move it, they were saying. They more than likely are going to try to move it. If they can, van a tratar de mover la pelea si pueden, pero si no hay que moverla, pues estamos bien. Si hay un rival que se entre al ring. Dos cosas. La gente están diciendo, y auténtico yo lo oí, I heard Authentic Boxing say from Happy Punch. I don't know who they are, how credible Happy Punch is. I never heard of them before. Yo nunca he escuchado de Happy Punch, pero ellos dicen que es Crawford, Ngannou, Nate Diaz y Garcia. Bueno, Garcia no va. Te voy a decir por qué. Garcia is not going, and I'm going to tell you why. Because he has a fight lined up in January for Mario Barrios for the WBC title. Él se va a ir con el campeón de ACMB, Mario Barrios, en enero. So they're not going to risk that. They're not going to risk anything happening to Ryan Garcia for January. So no van a arriesgar nada con Ryan Garcia por ahora. Si esa pelea no se había materializado, entonces ok, está bien. Pero es como no, ellos van a tratar de ¿sabe? Mantenerlo saludable. They're going to try to maintain him nice and healthy. So he's not going to go against Jake. So that's one reason why. So we could scratch Garcia. It's not about what Oscar's trying to tell you that he's the boss and he has this and that. No, because listen, MVP ha trabajado con PBC, ha trabajado con DAZN y tiene contrato con los dos. So, ellos han peleado en The Zone ante MVP. Tienen un contrato con ellos. So, it's not about promoting, cross-promoting. When it has a contract, he can't fight on Netflix. He's a The Zone fighter. No, that's not the way it works. But anyway, no hay nada ahí. Ngannou no va. Why? Because no tiene tanto tiempo para entrenar y tampoco va a tener Jake tiempo para un tipo tan grande. So, they're not going to do that. But that would have made sense. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Pero yo creo que Ngannou no es. Crawford ni lo piense. Crawford's not even going to think about stepping in the ring with Jake Paul. You know, because anything can happen in the ring. Cualquier cosa puede pasar en el ring. Even though I think that Jake Paul gets washed really hard by Terence Crawford. Yo creo que Crawford casi lo mata en el ring. Pero si se le dobla el tobillo y algo sucede que Jake Paul puede capitalizar y noquearlo o herirlo, it's over. So, you know, he could twist an ankle, he could roll an ankle, he could roll a shoulder and pop it out of place. And that's what it takes for, you know, Jake Paul to take advantage of the situation and hurt him or knock him out. And they're not going to risk that. No. Anything can happen. It won't. I don't think it would, but anything can happen in a fight. So, no, it's not going to be Crawford. Now, it would have made sense, both of those guys, because Netflix is paying a lot of money. Netflix está poniendo mucho dinero. It's not like a little bit of money. They're putting up a lot of money. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they're thinking that people who don't have Netflix just are going to buy it like a pay-per-view type situation. Like they're going to just sign up for that fight. And then they're going to go and then, you know, cancel it later. And some of them will be too lazy to cancel later. So, you know, if they get 500,000 people to sign up for Netflix, that's 500,000 at, you know, let's say $10, right? That's a lot of money. So they need a lot of eyes. Ellos necesitan muchos ojos para esa pelea. Y Ngannou y Terence Crawford, they would do it. Yes, that would be the fight to make, but that's not going to happen. So it's not going to be Nate Diaz, como dijo Happy Punch, because Nate Diaz is not a big name. So he already knocked him out or beat him once. So it's not going to happen. So Nate Diaz no es un peleador tan grande con un nombre que va a traer la atención para Netflix contra Jake. So that's not going to happen. And then you have, and that was about it, right? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's all the names. Oh, Berlanga. ¿Cómo voy a olvidar? Está en la thumbnail. So, Berlanga. Now, Berlanga has a following. Berlanga is out in the media. He's out on social media. He's out on the open. He's always outspoken. He knows how to sell a pay-per-view. He knows how to sell a fight. Yes. Had he not lost in the way he lost before, that would make sense. But Berlanga perdió tan mal contra Shiraz que no, yo creo que no lo van a hacer. Yo creo que van a mover la pelea, por si acaso, a enero. Diciembre or enero. They're going to probably move that fight to December or January, just to be sure, just in case. They want to see how it plays out with Gervonta. And then they'll have time for a bigger name than Berlanga to go ahead and kind of like get in position, right? Get some training in, get some, you know, reps in. That's what I think is going to happen. It's not going to be, you know, somebody off the cuff like that. I mean, if Berlanga gets it, that'll be amazing for Berlanga. And to be honest, I don't know who wins that fight. Yo no sé quién gana esa pelea. Yo no sé si Jake Paul le gana a Berlanga o Berlanga le gana a Jake Paul. Porque la última vez que yo vi a Berlanga fue una pelea mala para él. It was a bad fight. I like Berlanga. I like his skill set. But I don't know if he forgot how to fight the way he came up in boxing or something else is happening. So yo no sé. So if he can do the old Berlanga from the amateur days, it'll be over quickly for Jake Paul that night. But I don't know. I don't know. I think he fell in love with his power, and I don't think, you know, can he go back to the amateur days that he had? Si él puede ir para atrás como cuando era novato en los Golden Gloves y cosas así, Berlanga era un problema en esos tiempos. Se enamoró del knockout y eso yo creo que fue que lo mató en el ring a él. So that's what I think. I don't think that's going to be Berlanga. I don't know who it would be. I think they're going to wait. I think they're going to move the fight. They're going to move it out into January. And then if he, you know, something happens with the case, I think at that point in time, they'll say, you know what? It's not worth it. We're just going to go ahead and get, you know, he looks like he might be, you know, not beating this case. So we're going to get somebody, and they'll probably already have somebody in mind. So that's what I think. Eso es lo que yo creo que va a suceder. Yo creo que no es ninguno de esos tipos por ahora. Y si es uno de ellos, va a ser para enero. It ain't gonna be now. And maybe it is Terence Crawford in January, though. It won't be now because Terence Crawford's not jumping in the ring. Are you crazy? This early? This late? Nah, he's not a replacement opponent. Terence Crawford no es un reemplazo. Él es el boxeador estelar. So it's not gonna happen. Now let's move on to Subriel Matias. Listen, we all know that the press conference is on November 10th. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I can share it here. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. There's a website called Championit. I don't remember. Subriel Matias. Let me hold on, because I like this. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. If I can find it. I was looking in the wrong place, guys. Hold on. Yeah. Subriel Matias, where? So this is how I found it. I was like, where do I watch this? And I think that's what they're gonna eventually announce there too. They're gonna announce Subriel Matias and how you're gonna be able to watch this fight, because I heard there's gonna be a pay-per-view event within the Zone app, something like that, or ESPN app even, because I think they still have one more pay-per-view with them or something to that effect. That's what I've heard. I don't know for sure. So let me see here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and properties. I'm gonna try to share this, and I don't know. Hold on one second here, because I don't know what's going on here. Hold on, let me delete this, and let's just do another one here. We're gonna go to browser, and we're gonna go here, browser, bang, and then I'm gonna go here. Hopefully, OBS works fine with the interact tool. Oh, see, here we go. This is what I mean. OBS sucks so bad. Like, it's terrible. It is terrible. See what I'm saying? This is what happens with OBS. I don't know why, but anyway, at this website, Championy, whatever it's called, they have, and I'm gonna read it out to you. So I can't show you, because this is why I use Meld now, because I try to do. So anyway, is a great little website. They have a lot. It's brand by fans. It's called Champignon with a ñ. And they have a lot of information on the fight card. And here they have 3 fights lined up. Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith for the WBC World Title. They note that. And then they go bantamweight, 118 pounds. Javier Cintrón versus Jonathan Rodriguez. So it's, and then they have Nestor Bravo versus Pedro Campa at 140 pounds. So far, those are the 3 fights that I see that are actually like listed. Obviously, Ojo doesn't seem to have an opponent yet, and that's what I find interesting, that Ojo doesn't have one. But with all that said, it might be on pay-per-view.com. The last time Fresh Productions did a pay-per-view was on pay-per-view.com, and it was a Taínos versus the Boricua, something to that effect. But they don't release the pay-per-view buys. I would have loved to have seen that. I don't think it was much. It was maybe in a few thousand. It would have been interesting to see how much they would get versus how much they get now. They got then and now. And also, if it's a major network app that gets the pay-per-view, they will release the actual number, so that'll be nice to see. I don't expect a huge turnout, but it'll be nice to see what we do get. So all I'm saying is, listen, I'm gonna try maybe to be live for that press conference and see what they say and kind of call it live and see what's going on. But we have to support Subriel Matias. We have to support Fresh Productions, and we have to get out there and try to get it up, and try to get people. So, when you guys are on the street, you need to tell people, hey, you watch boxing? Yeah. You know about this guy, Subriel Matias? No. You hit him up with some of his best knockout highlights and say, you got to watch this guy in January. You watch some of these fights, buy the pay-per-view, get out there if they're local. You know what I'm saying? Let's hype it up, man. We need to get this fight going. So I will probably go ahead and try to be live for that press conference. Hopefully they do a good job in promoting it, getting people amped up during that press conference, because I would hate to be live and I would hate to be sitting there and it's a boring press conference, because that's not what we need right now. But anyway, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about that press conference? What do you think is going to be? Do you think it's going to be a lit press conference? You think, they're going to bring out all the fighters? What do you think they will reveal about the card and where to watch? And let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.